kinabukasan. Ako po ang inyong lingkod, Mayor Alfe Soriano ng Bayan ng Malasiki.
Parad aliguas, tan arangkaday kalasyaw, ang inyong lingkod sa ating bayan. Ang bawat isa ay mahalaga. Sama-sama nating itaguyod ang disiplina, malasakit, at tunay na pagbabago. Sa tulong ng inyong suporta, patuloy nating mapapalago ang ating komunidad. Malinis, ligtas, at maunlad. Isang mensahe mula kay Mayor Patrick Agustin Caraman. Kasama ninyo sa bawat hakbang tungo sa progresibong bayan. Alagang Caraman, Kalasyaw, para sa lahat.
Red Horse Beer Inuman Wisdom.
Kung masarap ang simula, sulit ang ending.
Tama! Red Horse Beer. Sarap. Sulit.
Red Horse Extra Strong, the #1 extra strong beer in the world.
Drink responsibly. Bawat patak, masarap. Suabe, kaya sulit ang inuman. Kasangga mo sa relax sarap. Red Horse Beer. Drink responsibly.
Popular sa balita, popular sa musika. Pangasinan Waves Network Corporation. Sa Pangasinan, we are the #1 pop music station. DWJE 88.1 FM. Radyo Pangasinan.
Paboritong ang kabataan at matatanda. Paboritong pakinggan sa bus, tricycle, jeep at mga opisina. Paborito mo, paborito ko, paborito natin lahat. DWJE 88.1 FM, Radyo Pangasinan.
#1 pop music station.
Paborito.
Ang susunod na programa ay rated GP.
GP? Ano yun?
Garantisadong pampaborito. SPM. Saray Balitan Matua ed Radyo Pangasinan. Programan magipasabi na saray matuan nagagawa ed balay. Probinsya, bansa, tanjat intiron mundo. SPM. Saray Balitan Matua ed Radyo Pangasinan. Kaulo, Kantabayo, say lawas kaaro tangka paborito yo. Joseph Kanilang Bakani. SPM. Saray Balitan Matua ed Radyo Pangasinan. Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 9 hanggang alas 10 na kapuasan. SPM.
Maligwa si Agaw na Martes, Pangasinan, Dagupan. Kaya riyon arengal soliknay balay ng kapaborito RJ Jimenez, wadyala so Saray Balitan Matua. SBM say kabusol na Saray MBTF managbalitay tila dan fake news. SBM Saray Balitan Matua yay pasabi na sa lawas yun kaaro kapaborito yo JCB Joseph Kanilang Bakani. Kantabay tayo technical side si Mr. END Engineer Nixon Dakal. Kaulop kantabay tumad si Engineer Jail Franz Kayabyab. Petsa 7 lagagi kat bulan na Hulyo taon 2026 agaw nata na Martes. Karuman ginmapula so sama impeachment trial ng Vice President Sara Duterte at Senado. Naging mainit kaagad ang talakayan. And from the viewer's point of view, walay taluran significant. Yan na imano da, irarayay netizen sa tatang tanagagig. Ang una nilang napansin, parang may namumuong ilol sa gilid ng isang lead prosecutor. Liligton man sa salita, nan anang nang nakaraklan ita na tatang tanagagik ay agid dinimlada. Ay, ouch, kwanda. Dinimlada, nakaraklan ita na tatang tanagagik. And the second most significant, na very notable para sa taong bayan, sa mga netizens sa ating tanagagik. Iman so sa may opening statement to na Attorney Sheila Sison na sa defense panel agagi. Ya ang bubulat iraman so sa may salitan na inibanan to ng Attorney Sheila Sison satan niya opening statement kwanda agagik is very strategically strong, focused, and effective in setting a defensive tone. In-emphasize demand so sa may procedural and constitutional objections, the democratic mandate of the accused, and the burden of proof on the prosecution. Dungalanti pa agagik so satan, opening statement to ng Attorney Sheila Sison.
Your Honors, fellow Filipinos, good afternoon. As we begin today the impeachment trial of the Vice President, and in the days ahead, this Court will undertake its constitutional task of receiving and weighing the parties' evidence, and ultimately to decide whether these pieces of evidence justify either a judgment of conviction or acquittal, guided only by its members' conscience and their solemn oath to do impartial justice. The present undertaking of this Court, therefore, not only carries the weight of the Constitution, but also the imprint of our nation's history, because the Filipino people have shown that they never forget. We, as a nation, never forget. But why is the act of remembering important? What does it matter to our history and to ordinary Filipinos? Because in this trial, the prosecution proposes that we unseat the Vice President elected to office by more than 32 million Filipino people, more than the number of votes cast for the sitting President, and much greater than any of the votes secured by each of the members of the House of Representatives who now are here to prosecute her and seek to undo this people's choice. Sa makatwid, ang malinaw na layunin sa likod ng mga paratang na ito ay ang pagpapatalsik sa isang vice-presidenteng inihalal ng mahigit 32 milyong Pilipino at bunga ng kanilang malayang pagpapasya. Whatever one's political persuasion is, the reality is that the prosecution now comes before this Court to remove a Vice President chosen by an overwhelming number of the electorate. You all have heard the prosecution say repeatedly that this is because they seek accountability, that the people have a right to hold their leaders accountable. This is not a matter of debate. Indeed, the people have a right to demand accountability from their leaders. What we have yet to hear from the prosecution, however, is this. When the Constitution declared under Section 1, Article 11, that public office is a public trust, and that public officers and employees must at all times be accountable to the people, serve them with utmost responsibility, integrity, loyalty, and efficiency, act with patriotism and justice, and lead modest lives, the Constitution does not only speak to the Vice President. It also demands the same standards from the prosecutors. Being public officers themselves, the public prosecutors and the members of the House of Representatives are also held to the same constitutional standard. And so we must remember what history tells us. This is not the first time that members of the House of Representatives have attempted to remove the Vice President, and in a manner not compliant with the Constitution. In a July 25, 2025 decision, the Supreme Court unanimously declared in Duterte versus House of Representatives GR numbers 278353 and 278359, that the impeachment proceedings in the House of Representatives were tainted with grave abuse of discretion, rendering the articles of impeachment that the House transmitted last year to the Senate as void ab initio. Early this year, the Supreme Court unanimously denied with finality the House of Representatives' motion for reconsideration of that decision, with a reminder that while impeachment is a powerful democratic process to call out corruption and grave abuse, impeachment can be abused, and that impeachment should never be abused to maintain the hegemonic dominance of greed by shaming those who occupy high government positions into preventing them from doing what they were sworn to do. But perhaps the most enduring reminder of the Supreme Court that we must not forget in the entire course of this trial is that, in the words of the Court, the rule of law that does justice is our lodestar, and that justice includes accountability. Justice includes fairness. Without fairness, there is abuse. This fairness is what our democracy is all about. It is in light of these reminders that we draw attention to certain fundamental legal principles that we think we must not forget throughout this trial. Mga batayang prinsipyo na dapat nating tandaan sa buong panahon ng paglilitis na ito, anuman ang ating kulay o politika. If we are to be true and honest to our proclaimed values, such as the pursuit of accountability, justice, and integrity in our system of government, then we must remain possessed of an unyielding resolve to ensure that the trial and judgment in this case are done in accordance with the command of the Constitution, the majesty of the law, and the discipline required by the rules. Otherwise, those who stand in sanctimonious judgment of the Vice President will send the clear message that the law can be bent when it suits the convenience of the powerful, and that justice can be sacrificed at the altar of partisan interests. Mahalagang tandaan ang mahigpit na paalala ng ating Korte Suprema. Impeachment is not a purely political proceeding. It is primarily a legal, political, and constitutional mechanism. Ibig sabihin, kailangang naayon sa batas at konstitusyon ang anumang proseso nito. According to the Constitution, it is the Senate that shall have the sole power to try and decide all cases of impeachment. This power is not shared. The Constitution gives no other body, department, tribunal, agency, or a mere committee of any of these institutions the power to try an impeachment case. The House merely initiates, the Senate tries. Yet, we have seen the Committee on Justice conduct what its chairperson, the lead prosecutor in this case, described as a mini trial, which, as we all had witnessed, became a vast fishing expedition of alleged evidence that were not even part of the impeachment complaints under its consideration, and which the respondent accused was made to answer. In that mini trial, we saw how the purported pieces of evidence were curated to construct a narrative against the Vice President even before this case reaches trial. The articles of impeachment presented before this court as an exercise of the House's power to initiate impeachment cases are therefore, in sober truth, the product of an impermissible intrusion of clear constitutional boundaries. Over the course of the impeachment trial, the prosecution will attempt to convince this court and the court of public opinion that the allegations in the articles of impeachment are supported by materials they obtained during their mini trial, and that evidence exists to sustain a judgment of conviction. They will claim that the notices of suspension and disallowance issued by the COA and the COA decision denying the Vice President's appeal of that disallowance support their accusations, with the release of that decision by the COA conveniently timed and coinciding with the committee hearings. they will claim that the certifications of the PSA confirm their allegation that recipients of the confidential funds do not exist, even though they listed one Mary Grace Piatos in their pre-trial brief as among their witnesses, or that the liquidation of the confidential funds in a span of 11 days was allegedly swift as to invite suspicion. The prosecution will assert that the supposed NBI findings of similar signatures across a number of acknowledgement receipts submitted to the COA are supportive of their conclusion that the disbursements of the confidential funds were irregular. What the prosecution avoided informing the public so far are these: that it was the then Secretary of the Department of Budget and Management, Amena Pangandaman, who issued a memorandum for the President through Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin on October 18, 2022, recommending the approval of the Office of the Vice President's request for confidential funds. That the Office of the President did in fact approve that recommendation of the DBM through a memorandum from the Executive Secretary dated November 28, 2022, and signed by the former Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin by order of the President. That on December 13, 2022, the DBM issued a special allotment order number SARO-BMB-C-22-001-2004, signed by former Secretary Amena Pangandaman to cover the request of financial assistance, subsidy, and confidential funds of the OVP that, notwithstanding the impending end of the fiscal year, the confidential funds were nonetheless released to the OVP on December 20, 2022 under this documented approval process. That the COA decision is far from being final, that there is a pending motion for the consideration of that decision, that, assuming arguendo, the COA denies that MR today, or while this trial is ongoing, as could plausibly happen under the circumstances, the respondent accused still has legal remedies available under the law and rules and can file a petition to question the validity of any forthcoming resolution of the COA on the MR under Rule 64 via petition for certiorari under Rule 65 of the Rules of Court, and more importantly, that nothing in the notice of disallowance or COA decision states any findings of supposed misuse of confidential funds as confirmed by Attorney Gloria Camora when she was asked on this point during the committee hearing on April 14, 2026. Across all other articles, the prosecution will lay a landscape of what it deems to be their evidence in support of their speculations and conclusions. We are not strangers to all these accusations, precisely because this was not the first time these narratives were foisted into the minds of the general public. We have heard the same tales and stories of these accusations since 2024, when the House conducted its Quadcom hearings and most recently the mini trial of its Committee on Justice. But what we must not forget amid all these accusations is the fundamental legal principle that the burden of proof never shifts. The burden of proof never shifts. He who accuses must prove his allegations with evidence that meets not only the degree of proof required, but also meets the evidentiary standards of admissibility, credibility, relevance, materiality, and competence. We therefore should not lose sight of the core principle that the burden of proof is on the prosecution, and unless it discharges that burden, the accused need not even offer evidence on her behalf, and she will be entitled to an acquittal. This is the law then. This is the law now. And the underlying principle for this burden of proof is simple. Under our Constitution, every accused is presumed innocent until proven otherwise. An accused has in her favor the presumption of innocence, which the Bill of Rights guarantees. This also brings to fore the reality that, in the words of the Supreme Court in People versus Pagal, the individual citizen is but a speck of particle or molecule vis-a-vis the vast and overwhelming powers of government, and his only guarantee against oppression and tyranny are his fundamental liberties under the Bill of Rights, which shield him in times of need. Sa madaling salita, kinikilala ng ating saligang batas na sa bawat paglilitis, ang isang individual ay nahaharap sa malalim at napakalaking makinarya ng buong Estado. At ang tanging sandigan lamang niya laban sa anumang pang-aabuso ng kapangyarihan ay ang kanyang mga batayang karapatan sa ilalim ng ating konstitusyon. Kaya't mahalagang linawin na sa gitna ng pagtatangkang ikondisyon ang kaisipan ng mamamayang Pilipino at sa gitna ng walang humpay na komentaryo sa mga pampublikong espasyo, wala pang maituturing na anumang ebidensya o alegasyon na napapatunayan ng prosekusyon sa simpleng dahilan na ang bawat ebidensya ay kailangang dumaan muna sa paglilitis at pagsusuri ng korteng may tanging kapangyarihan sa ilalim ng ating saligang batas. Higit sa lahat, ang anumang paglilitis ay kailangang naayon sa itinatakda ng ating batas at konstitusyon at hindi lamang sa kagustuhan ng ilang may hawak ng kapangyarihan. One might ask, why is it important that we must not forget these basic principles? The ruling of the Supreme Court tells us why. The Bill of Rights applies to the entire impeachment process because inasmuch as our court recognizes that impeachment is a political process, it reminds us that it is not a purely political process but a legal and constitutional mechanism. Thus, if we are to uphold the rule of law, serve justice, and invoke the accountability mechanism, then this court and we as a people must guarantee that all efforts to hold our leaders accountable must be done right. This we must not forget. I thank the court and the public for the privilege of your time. May God bless our country.
Si katuta nagagig sa interamente yung opening statement ng Attorney Sheila Season sa lead defense counsel sa ISO impeachment trial and Vice President Sara Duterte. Ang turaman so key elements na sa tanong statement to, democratic mandate, 1. She highlighted that Duterte was elected by over 32 million Filipinos, more votes than the current president or any House prosecutor, framing the impeachment as potentially undermining the people's will. Second, constitutional procedural challenges invoked that the Supreme Court's 2025 ruling voiding a prior impeachment for grave abuse accused the House of conducting a mini trial and fishing expedition that improperly curated evidence before transmitting to the Senate. The third one, burden of proof. She stressed that the prosecution must fully prove its case in the 4 articles of impeachment: misuse of confidential funds, bribery, graft, unexplained wealth, death threats, betrayal of public trust. The defense need not present evidence if the prosecution fails. That's the burden of proof. Broader themes. She warned against abusing impeachment for political dominance or hegemonic greed, positioning it as a threat to democratic accountability rather than a tool for it, and used the Never Forget slogan, echoing anti-martial law rhetoric to invoke historical vigilance against abuse of power. So Vice President Duterte was absent, appearing through counsel, which is allowed, consistent with her team's messaging on transparency without personal appearance on day 1. Pero sa makapalag-balat natin nagagik, yabalbalaw na sari umbalay at sa may awahawi ito ng Senate President Win Gatchalian. Yasay kwanda, how can you expect a Senate President to lead the Senate when the Senate President himself is incapable, or in our local language, inutil, to carry the rule of a presiding officer of the impeachment court? si katutan suliknaan na saray tutuo agagik tano na notice yung agagik dwara suwab man nagtagay sa may presiding officer ya inilekda ya si Senador Francis Escudero tan sa may Senate President ya si Senador Win Gatchalian. Pero odsaya, so inyurong to nan Chis Escudero as Senate presiding officer agagik, wala mo't suman dinayo at may panhahandal to, in panhandal to na say premieron agaw na saya iso Senate trial nan Vice President Sara Duterte. Sa ikwandalanti, sa ikwantolanti ng Attorney Rowena Guanzon, inaasar nyo yung shortest serving Senate President na si Senador Alan Peter Cayetano. Yung sa inyo, dekorasyon lang Kwandamat. Pero say pakaludnunot andal si Senador Francis Chis Escudero that 16 affirmative votes of senator judges are required to convict Vice President Sara Duterte in her impeachment trial. Malinlinutan, sikatutan so sa may tatalindagan to that 16 affirmative votes of senator judges are required to convict Vice President Sara Duterte. And so, the day one, say bula walad say defense. Ununa-una, their first victory, no arraignment, no spectacle, yakwanda. Second victory, the Vice President excused from personal appearance and it was perfectly legal. And victory number 3, never forget a constitutional bomb dropped in plain sight. Atan sa word ya, never forget. That is a constitutional bomb dropped in plain sight, kwanda. SBM, saray balitan matwa. Say kabusol na saray MBTF, managbalitay tila tan fake news. So tuloy kay harini na saray pakabatan paimano, manlalapunit saray manangantabay.
Ang puta-putang irang balita. The Senate is under attack.
Senate was never under attack.
Pero para sa amin na nandito, napakaraming nangyari.
I'm talking about ngayon, after those terrible events.
Ang puta-putang irang sunata.
Dami yung...
Hawak mo ang beat.
San ang puta-putang irang impormasyon. Aya, so #1 pop music station. DWJE 88.1 FM. Radyo Pangasinan.
Paborito.
Want to escape the hustle and bustle of city life? Look no further than the River Palm Hotel and Resort, your premier destination for affordable luxury in Pangasinan. Nestled in the heart of Barangay Banyaga, Bugalyon, our hotel is surrounded by the breathtaking beauty of the Agno River. Our haven for comfort embodies the essence of Southeast Asian hospitality. Whether you're seeking a romantic getaway, a family vacation, or just a peaceful retreat, the River Palm Hotel and Resort is the perfect choice. So what are you waiting for? Book a tranquil experience where unforgettable memories are waiting to be made. For reservations and more information, visit our Facebook page, River Palm Hotel and Resort. Your home by the river awaits you.
Ngayong 2025 ay ang ika-100 taon ng pagbibigay serbisyong pangkalusugan ng Region 1 Medical Center bilang isa ng 1,500 bed capacity na ospital. Mas marami pa ang mapapagaling at buhay na madudugtungan ng ospital di lamang sa Pangasinan kundi sa buong Northern Luzon sa tulong ng 12 accredited residency training programs at 13 active specialty centers nito: Cancer Center, Dermatology Center, Eye Center, Heart Center, Toxicology Center, Burn Care Unit, Center for Mental Health, Acute Stroke Unit, Geriatric Center, Infectious Disease Center, Kidney Transplant Unit, Lung Center at Trauma Center. Patuloy na mangunguna ang R1MC sa pagpapaigting at pagpapaibayo ng dekalidad na healthcare delivery hanggang sa susunod na siglo. 100 years of healing, compassion, and service. Region 1 Medical Center, ang inyong partner sa kalusugan. Region 1, number 1.
Asahan po ninyo ang dekalidad na serbisyo sa Region 1 Medical Center at ng Department of Health. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Dr. Joseph Roland Omihia, ang inyong Centennial Medical Center Chief ng R1MC. Sa bagong Pilipinas, bawat buhay mahalaga.
Talaranan sa paboritong herbal ng bayan, E-Karma Health Option. Kaiba sa paboritong doktor, Dr. Glenn Soriano. At programan Early in the Morning, alas 7 hanggang alas 8 na kabusan. Kada Sabado, Jalabat at paborito yon istasyon, DWJE 88.1 FM, Radyo Pangasinan. E-Karma Health Option.
Mare! Kabigla ka naman, Mare, ha?
Grabe, gimagana ka ah. Mari, di mo sinabi na uwi ka pala ng San Carlos.
Ay, oo. Namiss ko na kasi dito ang pamilya ko. Ito na palang San Carlos ngayon. Grabe, Mare. Ang laki na ng pinagbago.
Siyempre naman, Mari, alam mo ba na dito sa syudad natin, malaki na talagang pagbabago. Mula sa mga infrastruktura, nandiyan na mga konkretong daan at mga bagong pasilidad.
Wow!
Meron din tayong trending na ayos, kalusugan karavan na nagbibigay ng libreng serbisyong medikal.
Palit-palitan, ha?
Saka, nandyan din ang mga programang pang-agrikultura para sa ating mga magsasaka.
Ay, wow!
At higit sa lahat, Maria, ang pagpapanatili ng peace and order ng ating syudad.
Perfect!
Di lang yan, binibigyan din ng halaga ang kapakanan ng lahat ng tao at pantay na karapatan sa mga serbisyo ng gobyerno.
Grabe, Mare! Ang bongga na talaga ng San Carlos. Parang ayoko na bumalik sa ibang bansa.
Oo, Mari. Kung ako sa'yo, dito ka na lang sa San Carlos. Dahil sa San Carlos, tunay na subok na ang serbisyong ayos.
Mayor Julia Ayer Resuello po, kasama si Vice Mayor Jose Resbox Resuello at ang Sangguniang Panglungsod ay nandito upang umagapay at magserbisyo sa ating minamahal na syudad. San Carlos, maunlad, ligtas at maayos.
Paboritong lang kabataan at matatanda. Paboritong pakinggan sa bus, tricycle, jeep at mga opisina. Paborito mo, paborito ko, paborito nating lahat. DWJE 88.1 FM, Radyo Pangasinan. DWJE 88.1 FM, Radyo Pangasinan.
Paborito.
Ang lahat ng opinyon at pananaw sa susunod na bahagi ng programa ay galing sa host anchor at panauhin lamang at hindi pananaw ng mga producers at ng pamunuan ng DWJE Radyo Pangasinan at Pangasinan Gulf Waves Network Corporation. SPM Saray Balitan Matuwa at Radyo Pangasinan. Programan magipasabi na Saray Matuan nagagawa at balay. Probinsya, bansa, tanjat intiron mundo. SBM Saray Balitan Matuwa at Radyo Pangasinan. Kaulok, Kantabayo, sa Lawas Kaaro, tangka paborito yo. Joseph Kanilang Bakani. SBM Saray Balitan Matuwa at Radyo Pangasinan. Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 9 hanggang alas 10 na kabuwasan. SBM SBM is brought to you by Mars Restaurant, Galila, Mangantila, at Mars Restaurant. Matatagpuan sa Rufinas Square, Binmaloy, Pangasinan, just along the highway near Dagupan City. A perfect venue for a dinner date. Mars Restaurant. Come hungry, live happy.
Lumaban ka bayan, kung binmali, may pag-asa pa para bumangon at magkaisa. Tumindig ka bayan, kung binmali, hawak kamay nating harapin ang maayos na bukas at ihatid ang serbisyong agad maaasahan.
SBM, Sari Balitan Matwa. Sa ikabusol na Sari MBTF, managbalitay tilatan fake news. So untuloy agagik, kantabay ni sa ilawas yun kaaro, kapaborito yo JCB, Joseph Kanilang Bakani. Alas 9:38 sa oras sila gagi. Hello and good morning kay Sir Jerome Antinorio. Sa ikwanto belated happy birthday at si former Bugalyon Mayor Priscilla Meli I. Espino. Madam, belated happy birthday. At happy 60th birthday kwantumat at sa Immaculate Lawas sa ina na Barangay Umanday, Barangay Kagawad, Abilina de la Cruz, Abalos. May you have many more birthdays to come. Good health and God bless. Naksel Ire taga Barangay Umanday, kwanto? Greetings from Jerome Antinorio na Portik, Bugalyon, Pangasinan. Kay Sir Danny Caras ng DWC, Joyce Enterprises, good morning. Sa mga single ladies ng Barangay Basing, nanabihing, nanakunching, nanaperla, Kagawad Esperanza, tan si Madam Emma Lipio, sa presidente na senior citizen ditan at Barangay Basing, good morning. Isuldong kapalabat kay agagik ta duara manaya may significant rulings ya ginawa karuman impaksab karuman ng Senate President kung dalalaingan Senate presiding officer na sa impeachment trial Senador Chis Escudero and former Senate President of course one sa may conviction na may unaan niya ruling to that the conviction threshold stays at 16 that no person shall be convicted without 2/3 votes of all the members of the Senate. 16 votes required, not 15, not 14, 16. And any party who disagrees with the decision may run to the Supreme Court quanto. And the second significant ruling, the tax records box goes back. Sa gabay na prosecution, they wanted to open a box containing Vice President Sara Duterte's tax documents during the trial. Pero sa ikwanto ng Senador Escudero ipawilyo at Bureau of Internal Revenue. Why? Kasi ang gapoy lawful court order. And illegally obtained evidence doesn't get a pass just because it's dramatic. Tandaan nyo tanagagik, illegally obtained evidence doesn't get a pass just because it's dramatic. So far, wala may tatawagan dan hindi pa naki-question yung integrity ng trial sa Senado because of these two rulings ni former Senate President Chis Escudero. Pero jabalat nad matwanlik na ay binmalay agagig, jad matwanlik na ay binmalay, antay ditan at binmalay manaya. Before anything else, natan sutulor to ng former binmalay Mayor Rolando Lando Malanta and tulor dala natan to. So, in behalf of matwanlik na ay binmalay, we would like to thank the good mayor, former mayor of Binmalay for a job well done naman para sa bayan ng Binmalay. One way or another, meron siyang nagawa for the municipality of Binmalay during his stint as three-termer mayor na bali na Binmalay. So ngayon, sa Matwanlik na Binmalay agagik, matunog na pinag-uusapan ngayon. Diyan po sa Binmalay, yung inilabas na tatlong klase ng equity. Pinag-uusapan po yan ngayon. Yung lumabas na tatlong klase ng equity na sabi nga nila, yan ang magiging basihan ng mga taga-Binmalay sa susunod na eleksyon. Bukas pa pala ang libing. I'm sorry. na-advance. So bukas pa ang libing ni former Mayor Lan Dumalanta. So again, our condolences to the family and for Mayor Lan Dumalanta for thanking him for his service to the people of Binmaley. So balikan po natin yung tatlong equity na pinag-uusapan ngayon sa bayan ng Binmaley. Actually, ang bukang bibig ngayon ng mga tao sa Binmaley, kada walay pantutungtungan da, no na pantungtungan dalatan, so issue, tuputan danatan at sami katungtung da. Antigabay mo equity of the incumbent, equity of the endorsement, o equity of accomplishment, kwanda. Ay si katutan, so pituputan danatan, So, taluran klase na equity, pantutungtungan danatan, equity of the incumbent, equity of the endorsement, and equity of accomplishment. Agagi, So, nandurmaya, incumbent, endorsement, and accomplishment. Okay. Incumbent because he is the incumbent mayor of the municipality of Binmaley. So, he has no choice but to run again. Because he is the incumbent. Agaon tanatating tanagagi. May sakibalot through the endorsement of another. Someone who is also very kwanda agagi at segundo distrito, very influential. Most especially because he is known sa kanyang advocacy na Mr. Ayuda agontan. So that's the second equity. And the third one is accomplishment. No antumay agawan to, antumay niiter to at bali na Binmaley. Area so sa may pantutungtungan danatan, parang this will serve now as a guide to the people of Binmaley, lalo na kung sino ang kanilang dapat na bigyan, kausan na pakapanyari sa yung sublay election, something like paaaralin danatan, sino ba ang nagtatag? Ayun, Sino ba from among these three equities, sino yung nagbigay, nagtatag ng magandang pundasyon para sa Binmaley, para sa bayan ng Binmaley? Yung equity of the incumbent ba? Yung equity of endorsement ba? Or the equity of accomplishment? Hello, Sir Maxi Solis. Good morning. So, alin sa tatlong ito ang nagbigay ng isang matatag na pundasyon na nagbibigay ngayon, nagdudulot ngayon ng progreso sa bayan ng Binmaley? Na isang hakbang na hindi lang nakafocus sa isang proyekto. Hindi lang nakafocus sa isang proyekto. Hindi gaya ng binabanggit noong artikulo na lumabas sa social media yakwanda, na mukhang ang focus lang is nakafocus doon sa iisang project. Iisang project that is to give light, agagik, through solar panels, solar lights at ating tanagagik. So, yun ang tinatanong po nila ngayon. Yun po ang tinatanong nila po ngayon. Sino nga ba ang nagbigay ng progreso? Sino nga ba ang nagpabago sa sitwasyon ng Binmaley Sino nga ba ang nagpapogi? Ayan. Sa bayan ng Binmali at ating Tanagagi. The equity of the incumbent, the equity of endorsement, or the equity of accomplishment at ating Tanagagi. Sa ikwandalan ti agagi, no sa may equity of accomplishment, so pantutungtungan, the word itself alone will explain. Si katula may pangibasean tayo at ating Tanagagi, yakwanda, res ipsa loquitur, the thing speaks for itself, accomplishment. The word alone will help us at sayay arapan yung eleksyon no supaso sa may manupag yaman sirbi at bali na Binmalay. Uno na una kwandalan ti ataten Tanagagik say kwanda no gabay mo labay mo ya nainganyo iray investors yaman invest at bali mo uno na una higit sa lahat parakep mo ni bali mo kasi no marakep so bali mo kwanda daguon na saray tutuo aliwan saray tutuon manaayam labat at saman niya lugar no agingan pati saray tutuod kabangibang iran balay they will come to your place. Siya sa kayo restaurant ita nagagig sa liling to. Ano masamsamit? Bali-bali so serbisyo na sa kayo restaurant. Undagop iray tutuod ni man, yamangan, talabay dan natawayan, may masamsamit ya panangan. Yaagdan na linglingwanhan, lulagdan man bibilay, at tapo na mundo. Agauntan. Kaya laon dan laon itan. No bali-bali lututo, panagluto da. Agauntan. In the same manner, untan matad sa kay balay. No pinabali-balim so sa kay balay, inuksoy mon amin. Pinarakap mo so sa may presidensya, singa sa ati bali na Binmalay, markup natin so sa may presidensya ditan. Nirenovate itan at ating Tanagagik. Siya pa so nan-renovate ditan ay, antayo na siya pa. Of course, anta nasaray karaklan, nasaray totoo ditan, amin. Yamanaya mo Binmalay, anta dano siya pa ng parakap na sa atay presidensya. May presidensya atan may munisipyo agagi. Siya pa nan-renovate itan. So, siyempre, parakap mo abong mo. Parakap mo balay mo. Yasay, isan sa kini, aliwan sa may abong mo labat, pati sa may solar mo agauntan, parakap mo masusular mo, sa kaya tumbok yan na pag-iasikasan mo sa ti public market. Tano bali-bali, so sa may public market at gauntan na tatang Tanagagik, dago po nitan, nasari sumasaliw. Lao nitan, bisita nitan, nasari sumasaliw. Because, one thing na hinahanap ng mga sumasaliw sa isang pamilihan, yung kanilang comfort. Yung mamamaling silang comfortably. Agauntan ng tatang Tanagagik. Nudugyot, marutak, daan, silasil, so sa kayo tindaan, do you think people will come there para mamalingki? Hindi. Agauntan na tatang Tanagagik. Kanyan nang nangyuray mall. Saray malls, la gabalabay, la nasari tuto because they feel convenient when they are inside. Likod at sati, ang buto-butal sa lugar. No, ang tananang nandan malinlinis. Very particular, iray Pilipinod kalinisan mo at atatang Tanagagik. Agauntan. So when your public market is well organized, bali-bali at ating Tanagagik, moksoy, laon itan, nasari sumasali, agauntan. So siya pa, sunan parakap, nasa te public market at bali na Binmalay. I think people knows that very well. Anthony, so saray, limulo sa ditan. Nawalari event na kaukulan, bali-bali mo at so sa may pantitipunan nasari tuto aliwan sa may amputang, aliwan sa may pataktak, no agta something na ang buto-butal ya lugar. Walay, they are protected from the heat of the sun. Anti imalagay ditan, may multi-purpose evacuation center, may training center. You see, so when you conduct public activities, you feel very comfortable. Why? Because of the presence of this multi-purpose evacuation center, because of the presence of this training center, pinanabangan ba mainawa para saray senior citizen. Agauntan. Nang nanyura senior citizen na Europa, nababaktar ira. Akin, ang petang sa panahon. Kanyan, nawala activities na senior, nakaukulan iya karyurad ang betul ya lugar tapen ang gapoy na baktar. Agauntan. And very timely. Wala ta nga multi-purpose evacuation center ang betul-betul. Wala may training center ang betul-betul. Bali-bali para saray senior citizen. Naguntan. Aman susamay triangle ditan. At harap na bali na binmali. Arapan na simbaan mismo. Ay dati-rati ang gapit suratutan. Natan, pinanabangan na umbalik. Uno na una ere commuters. Walay na si Romanda. Ang ganunita late maxillator na oran. Walay na si Romanda natan lulugdan manalagar na luganan. No manbilang at makaka CR Lara nabatan iray call of nature tatawagan agontan walay available tampolya comfort rooms where they can find comfort when the call of nature is disturbing them. Agontan natatang tanagagik. Lukasan dalabat lay male para saray lalaki, female para saray bibi. Unlob labat iradiman, they will get out comfortably and smiling. Bakit? At least nawala na yung call of nature. Wala nang nag-iistorbo sa kanila kanya. No pinmaway ira, agay, aka smile lara. Gauntan, ginawa po yun. That is one work of the equity of accomplishment. Agauntan na tatang tanagagig. Say antayo, say may People's Park, say inaugurate nitan, no pawilan tayo history, say blessing ditan, say inaugurate, aliwan blessing, inaugurate, nasa tay People's Park is no less than the former President of the Republic of the Philippines, walay dalaton Pangasinense, Duaratan, the other one is President Fidel V. Ramos. And the other one is the former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Si katoy inaugurate itan. So People's Park. And that is part nasa may trabaho, nasa may equity of accomplishment. Yung Senior Citizens Building. Kita nyo yan. Meron din tayong Senior Citizens Building. Agkwanta no dyan intiron Pangasinan, walay arum iran Senior Citizens Building. Dyan dagupan wala. So yung Senior Citizens Building sa may People's Park, yan, nahingi yan ng equity of accomplishment kay Vice President Jojo Binay. At ngayon, ginagamit ng mga senior citizens. Malamig din po dyan. May aircon. Aliwan ang putaputang. Kanya noong loob yung senior citizen at sa tanya building ag-iran na punaw. Agaunta na tatang tanagagi. Kanyan words of mouth nata na intiron binmaling. Antigabay mo, equity of the incumbent, o equity of endorsement, o equity of accomplishment. Kwanda. Ay siyempre, no, si katayuran ordinarya totoo, yan ang bagbayar ng tax, nagbabayar ng buwis, na siyempre pag nagbabayad tayo ng buwis, dapat ibalik sa atin ng gobyerno natin yung binabayad ng buwis natin ng buwis in terms of good services, agontan. Which will give us a comfortable life. di gagawin tanatatan tanagagik. Siyempre no, untan so sa may pananaw po natin sa ating gobyerno, then bakit mag-iisip pa tayo? Hindi na kailangan tanungin kung equity of incumbent or equity of endorsement. Kundi equity of accomplishments. Agaon tanatatan tanagagi. Accomplishments alone will tell us what kind of leader that person is. Nood sa te accomplishment ni itertura ratan. So sa kaya serbisyong agad maasahan na tatang tanagagik, then the municipality, the town will progress more over the years. Agaon ta natatang tanagagik, Basta agyulilingwanan sa may ibabaga tayo na nayatatang tanagagik, binmalay, huwag kang susuko. Manindigan para sa maayos na bukas. Manindigan para sa isang serbisyong tunay na maaasahan. SBM, saray balitan matwa. Sa ikabusol na saray MBTF, managbalitay tilatan fake news. So arungalan nyo atatan tanagagik, it's another day. See you again tomorrow. Antabayan ang susunod kaagad ang punto por punto kay atong Remo. Akaulobakan tabi lang mula sa ilabas yung kaaro kapaborito yo JCB, Joseph Kanilang Bakani. Kantabay team on the technical side, sa Ridwaran Mataraki, Engineer Nixon Dagal, at Engineer Jail Franz Kayabyab. Sige po bukas mga kapaborito dito lamang sa number 1 Pop News Station ng Lalawigan ng Pangasinan, DWJE 88.1 FM Radio Pangasinan, Paborito!
Ang buhay kung minsan ay walang direksyon, tila kay lupit-lupit nitong panahon. Huwag kang mawawalan ng pag-asa, kailanman ay di ka nag-iisa. Huwag kang sumuko, huwag kang manlumo, ituloy mo ang laban, bangon ka binmali. Ituloy mo ang laban, bangon ka binmali. Kahit ang landas ay magulo, masikip sa pagsisikap mo ay makakamtan ang nais. Kung may hirap daw ay may ginhawa, kailangan lang ang sipag at tiyaga. Huwag kang sumuko, huwag kang manlumo, ituloy mo ang laban, bangon o binmali. Ituloy mo ang laban, bangon o binmali.
SBM Saray Balitan Matwa ed Radyo Pangasinan. Programan magipasabi na saray matuan nagagawa ed balay, probinsya, bansa, tanjat intiron mundo. SBM Saray Balitan Matwa ed Radyo Pangasinan. Kaulo, kantabayo, say lawas kaaro tang kapaborito yo, Joseph Kanilang Bakani. SBM Saray Balitan Matwa.